Hey, Inti.
Hi, Carson.
I finished Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, I was about to go sleep. I saw that on the Spider-Man channel, he had uploaded a few things, and I was like, oh my god, he got that far.
Uh-huh.
And because I was like, didn't he say he was gonna finish it this weekend? And then I looked up the thing, and I'm like, I knew he'd fucking get hooked. And then I saw you called me, and I was like, whoops.
Yeah, you're all good. I just wanted to tell you that I beat the game.
How are you feeling?
Pretty wild. Dude, that reveal really hit me. I really felt it.
I could tell from your reaction. You don't react like that to things unless it's like I could tell in your reaction, and I was like, that's exactly what I was hoping for. In the moment all
Yeah.
that clicked,
I was so disappointed.
what
It
ending did you end up
Well,
getting?
no, I was disappointed in James, not the reveal. The reveal was great. I got the leave ending.
Oh, you got the leave ending?
Yeah.
Oh, epic. Okay. Um, yeah. Surprisingly enough, I did not get that my first run. That's mostly because I suck. Um,
Is it the good ending?
um,
Because it was honestly pretty optimistic, all things considered.
the leave ending is undoubtedly probably the best ending you can get.
Oh, sweet.
Um, and it's one of the easier ones to get because the other ends, dude, fucked up shit happens to some of the other ones, dude. And like, dude, some of them are just rat. But anyway, I'm literally so happy you finished it. I need to know your final thoughts.
So it's a great game. Um, I the story in the last section or two is just phenomenal. The final boss fight with Maria is kind of insane. This feels like something I need to reinvestigate, and I really want to see people's theories and people's.
Oh yeah, because again, it's one of those open interpreted games, and nothing is. There's not really too much confirmed except for like certain things, but like the small things. There are small things that are confirmed. It could be like, oh, when James saw a tissue box in the corner over there, was that really a tissue box? And the devs will be like, yes, but um, but things like that. It's very open ended, which is why I love it so much because there are so many theories, so many different ideas, so many things. It's always at the end of the day, it's up to there are so many things up to the player's interpretation. And games like that, when they manage to nail that, like it's incredible, and especially for a game that like originated in 2001. That's incredible.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the writing quite a lot, especially by the end. There are definitely parts throughout it where both the story and gameplay of this game felt like they. I don't know about the pacing at parts. At certain parts, the pacing was really good, and at others, it definitely felt like it was dragging.
Yeah, and
But
that is definitely one of. I agree with you there because that definitely is one of the reasons I prefer the original to the remake is because the pacing, in my opinion, is better in the original than it is in the remake. But because like again, it's more linear, but but even though it's a little non-linear and it's for open interpretation, they paced it perfectly. Like you know what I mean? Like they had it great at times, they had it slow at times, but not in a way where it felt sluggish. Just slower in a way where like on the edge of your seat. You know what I mean?
no,
But the remake definitely does drag out a bit, but that's because they added so much shit to it. You know, they added like new cutscenes, new bosses, new endings. It was a remake, but they made it their own identity, which is why I say the original and the remake, two completely different experiences, but moreover, more all the same story. You can play it and say you're a Silent Hill fan.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
remake is a lot of a lot of even die-hard fans of the original even prefer the remake to the original. I'm not one of them, but there are a lot of them.
yeah. Um, I definitely think it was strongest in the second half. Um, or it was just strongest near the end. Not even specifically the prison. The prison, I kind of think about it in hindsight, and I'm like, that didn't need to exist, in my opinion. But I don't know. Obviously, there are things in it that were super interesting from a more lore perspective of Silent Hill, especially considering this isn't the only game. Um,
Oh yeah.
but I
And two is
yeah.
two was like a standalone with very very light if not barely, references to like the other games. It's just the fact that it takes place within Silent Hill, because that's how like the entire series has been. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the closest thing you get is like one ending calls back directly to the first game, but other than that, and you don't even need to play the first game to understand what's going on. Like, which by the way, how the hell you do that? I don't know, but they managed to pull it off, and it's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But but point being, the Silent Hill universe is huge, but when you get into two, it kind of makes you wonder all about the rest of the series. And like, but even if you only end up playing two and you just end up playing the remake of two, it is a great start. You're literally getting like Silent Hill at its finest and in my opinion, the best horror game ever made. Strictly horror, that is. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, the best horror game ever made. Like, you're getting an experience of it, and I very much hope you enjoyed it. I feel like you definitely did, because you couldn't put that shit down except for when you had to.
Yeah, I definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, I think it had its moments, mostly from a gameplay perspective, um, where, but this is every game. There's no perfect game. Even The Last of Us has pacing issues.
No, I get it.
But I haven't played too many horror games, especially not start to finish. In fact, for some reason right now, I'm struggling to think of a single other one. But this is probably my favorite, absolutely. Especially just that ending is so killer and so strong that it makes the
Dude,
whole thing for me.
when they first revealed that, when I played through it, and when they first did that huge reveal, I was stunned into silence. I genuinely had zero words. And that reveal was just as impactful in the remake, and I'm so happy that they nailed it. Because there were like, there were certain cutscenes where they tweaked certain things, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but also I think they should have kept this, or they should have kept that. They kept that absolutely perfect. And I'm like,
Mm.
was so happy. And I'm like, if I were a new player, I would shit myself just as hard as if this happened in the original. Like, in a good way.
Yeah, yeah, you're
And
gonna,
the
yeah.
way everything unfolds, like, oh my god, man, is one of my favorite examples of like non-linear storytelling ever. Um, and you know me, I love things with open interpretations, things that you can have multiple theories about. And there's a lot of things within Silent Hill that have huge theories, like especially for Silent Hill 2. Like, it's one of the most talked about. It's kind of like, think of it like in terms of like theories and discussions and analysis and like legacy, think of it like the Shining of horror games, but without being shit on at first.
What?
Literally.
Oh. Oh, hey, oh man, I just looked at New Game Plus. They have graphics modes. That's crazy.
They have graphics modes. They have graphics modes. They have new things you can unlock in there. Like there's So I'm telling you about this because I'm warning you. There is a chainsaw you can get at the very beginning of the game, because in the original you can get a chainsaw,
Yeah,
and
my
in the
friend told me.
original, oh wow, okay.
He told
Well,
me that there was a chainsaw, but whatever.
in the original, when you get when James get a chainsaw, after he kills someone, he does a dance that's a tribute to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or he does a stupid pose.
That's
But he doesn't do it
crazy.
that often, right? Isn't that awesome?
That's
But
crazy.
then in the remake, what they did was they just have them dance at literally the most random times, and it is the most annoying thing ever. So I recommend, when you have that chainsaw, make sure you're unequipping and equipping it. That thing is OP, but it's fucking annoying to use in the remake. Like, it is so annoying. So
Equipping and
like,
unequipping it. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not starting a New Game Plus immediately right now.
no, I know. I'm saying for when you do it. I know, because you've already told me that, and I'm like, okay, whenever you get time, but like,
Yeah.
or whenever you think about it, but like, still. Point being, whenever you get it, if you end up using the chainsaw, equip and unequip. I'm telling you, like, that shit, because it's gonna be annoying if you don't.
Yeah.
But they kept all the endings from the original with like they even kept the joke endings, which, oh my god, man. When I did the joke endings in the remake, not only did they pay faithfulness, but they did their own thing. Holy fuck, the UFO ending made me so happy, and the dog ending too.
Dude, I would love to see a joke ending. That's funny.
Oh my god, we can do it in like the OG Silent Hill, because I think I have Well, when we play through the OG Silent Hill 2, we'll do a run, and then I think I have like a few saves where like I was like right at two of the joke endings, and if I'm not there or if I don't have those saves, then I'll just show you.
Yeah.
Because we only have so much time. So definitely playing through it once would be cool.
Yeah.
So you can play the original.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the original's like. Dude, the story's so good. I foresee myself thinking about this for a while.
And to this day, I still think about it. And I know the story. But like,
Yeah.
well, I know what I know about the story, rather. Let me say that. But, anyway, now that you've played through the whole game, I can send you this and you'll understand everything in it.
What are you gonna send me?
Or I can send you this and you'll understand most of the things in it. This was
Inti.
before the remake came out.
YouTube. How long is this?
This is a minute 30.
Okay, should I watch it right now? Oh! Okay, yeah, I can watch this. Alright, Silent Hill 2 for people who haven't played it. Hold on, let me turn up my volume for media. Here we go.
Saying to meet her here.
Okay, hold on.
My wife sent me a note.
There are subtitles in
saying
case you
to
can't
meet
hear.
her.
Okay, I'll turn on subtitles, but I'm hitting play right now. 3, 2, 1, play.
My wife sent me a note saying to meet her here, even though she's been dead for 3 years.
Yeah, idiot.
Wait, she's like dead and buried already?
You showed me the start of this.
Yes, she is.
Well, then she's not here because she's dead.
True.
So go home.
True.
The note I got from this town was written by her, so...
Anyone can just say they're a dead person, but you buried her, so she's that note's a lie. Just go home.
Uh-huh.
Well, if there's any chance...
You're stupid.
Oh my gosh. Dude, Pyramid Head is kind of slow.
Oh yeah, no, he's a slow man. He's even slower in the
I don't think they
he's
have
slow
pizza
in the
around here,
original.
Eddie. That should be legal.
Murder should be legal?
You're allowed to kill people. Why would you even want to do that, Eddie? Okay,
Murder should be legal. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to make a joke about this one. You look exactly like my wife. Are you really Mary?
I don't know, maybe I am, I don't know.
What?
I'm actually dead. Maybe I'm not dead. Who knows? Who knows if I'm dead? I don't know.
It's a yes or no question. I'm not following. What are you doing?
You're crazy, James. Or maybe I'm crazy. Or maybe I'm messing with you. What could it mean? It could mean anything.
Just give me any
Addiction
answer.
of
Nobody
goddamn
makes
Maria.
sense all day, and I'm losing my mind.
It's great.
Can you get out of here?
Dude, the 2 Pyramid Head was pretty wild.
Again? She's dead again.
Dude, yeah, at the end, right?
Yeah, and then they just killed themselves. I just poured bullets into them, and they were like, well, that's enough. And then they tapped out.
Yep.
It's crazy.
The whole thing with Pyramid Head is that, this is a confirmed thing. He's a manifestation of James' psyche. He's not real.
Oh. No, that's what I figured.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, the killing themselves were like symbolism. James don't need him anymore.
Yeah.
James moved on.
Yeah.
James realized.
Yeah, he said that. Also, you know what's really funny? My friend who I've been talking to, my other friend about this game, I texted him about an hour ago, hour and a half. I said, "There's no way, dude. I can't believe Jimmy killed her." And he said, "What, Lamal?" And I said, "He killed Mary, dog." And he said, "What do you mean? Why do you think that?"
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very undressed response.
That is genuinely such an undressed thing to say, and it's actually sad. Like, it's
pretty
actually
funny.
a little sad how accurate that is.
It's pretty funny.
I'm so happy you finished the game, dude. Like, holy crap.
Yeah. Thank you for getting it, man.
Of course. I'm gonna get you the remake of my favorite game of all time if it means you'll play it. Duh.
Yeah. It's pretty good, and I can definitely see myself playing it again, especially New Game Plus. I would love to go achievement hunting for this game. This seems like a
Oh yeah,
decent
that's what
demo.
I've been doing. I'm achievement hunting the fuck out of the game, but I haven't been in a while, obviously. But like, I have been achievement hunting the fuck out of the game. My goal is to 100% it,
Yeah. You made
and I
me
can see
happy.
myself doing it. But also, it's a hard fucking game. Like, you played on normal, I assume.
Yeah.
It was hard as is. Like,
I died
shit-
15 times.
that shit is brutal on harder difficulties. Dude, when I was boss that you do in the hospital, his name is the name of that boss is Flesh Lips. When Laura locks you in the room, that boss is called Flesh Lips.
Oh. Also, sorry, hold on. I just randomly hit continue. Is that gonna do anything?
You'll probably just start from your last save point.
Oh, frick! It put me in the boss fight with Maria. Well, I'm gonna go back to the main menu.
But yeah, Flesh Lips, that's a boss you do. In
Flesh Lips.
original Silent Hill, in OG Silent Hill 2, I am almost out of ammo. I am stuck on that fight. I can't go back, and it took me 24 fucking tries.
You died 24 times? Sorry, did you say on normal?
In the original Silent Hill 2, yes, on normal, I died 24 times.
Dude, that thing is so weird.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
That's the one that... Wait, can you describe the boss fight again? I know it's the one Laura traps you in, but...
Fart Face locks you in the room, and she's like, ha ha, what's the magic word?
Right, but... This isn't the one that comes from the ceiling.
Like in a box.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. That one...
In the remake,
Man.
I did not struggle that much at all. In the original, for some fucking reason, on normal mode, that shit takes forever to die. And the thing is, the issue is that I was almost entirely out of ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So, it took me 5 times as long, which is why it took me like 24 fucking times.
Yeah, I think those are my least favorite boss fights, where you have to, because with that one, and there's a section of Maria where she acts identical to Flesh Lips or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And in both of those you're just...
those things where they get down and move around, like for Flesh Lips...
So boring.
Flesh Lips never did that in the original. Like, Flesh Lips didn't get down on the ground and move around.
Oh. So that's even an improvement. Dude, when it's so boring and so annoying at the same time when they refuse to go down. So I'm just running in circles for 2 minutes, like, okay, all the urgency in this is gone. And then obviously I have to stand still for them before they poop out. And this just...
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish they would come down.
That's not a problem in the original, thank goodness. But,
yeah.
But what they did with the boss fights is so cool.
So wait, how does the original do it? Does it just come down whenever? Not specifically?
You're trapped in a room, you are going against, like, 2 of these things that are, like, they're 2 different boxes of the things, they're called Flesh Lips. Your whole thing is that you need to defeat both of them, and what'll happen is, once you defeat the 2 of them, a 3rd one comes down from the ceiling, you gotta beat that one, and then you're all good.
Right, but my question is, do they come down all the time, or only when you're standing still beneath them?
They are always there. You need to always be moving, you need to always be doing shit.
So when do they come down from the ceiling?
They are always down. Like, when the fight starts, they're already down.
So they're never in the ceiling?
Well, they're in the ceiling, but, like, they're down and they're going after you. They're just not standing on their ground, you know what I mean? They're not on the ground.
Are they in the ceiling or on the ground? They're not on the ground, so they're in the ceiling. So when do they come down to hit you?
How they hit you in the original is they grab onto you and put you in a chokehold before you can even react. So you gotta be, like, quick with reflexes and shit.
And you understand what I'm asking, right? In the remake, they only come down from the ceiling to even open themselves up when you're standing still.
Yeah, they come down from the ceilings, open themselves up. There's nothing for the original. They're just perpetually down, like what I'm saying. And
that seems easier.
When you have a lot of
but there are multiple of them.
Yes, there are multiple of them. When you have a lot of ammo and you're paying attention, yes, it's easy. When you don't have that much ammo and you're fighting for your dear life and you also don't have heals, it's not easy.
Yeah, also I imagine 2001, the shooting is probably not as responsive.
Yeah, although they made it so that there's 2 different controller presets and the other one is modern. Thank God. They had that in the, like, all the way back then too. Because I think because it came out with the PS2 around that time, you know, they had better shit. But for the first one, Holy fuck, the controls
Hey,
were
dude.
so dog ass.
Dude, I think I have a PS2.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Neil has one too. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it was his brother's, and then he was like, mine. And then he was
Alright.
like, okay.
So let me Google Silent Hill 2
PS2. It's hard to find
PS2.
authentic copies because again, Konami hates their own IP. They don't make the game anymore. They don't have the
Uh-huh.
code for it. So it's like original copies are probably just being resold on eBay for like hundreds of dollars.
I'm on eBay right now. I see one for 100, one for 75, one for 150. 75 looks to be the best bet, and it ends in 5 days. 75 isn't terrible, really. Here's a copy for 50. Huh?
For 50, how are the ratings on that selling?
I see 2 ratings for 50. One of them has 140 reviews at 5 stars. 94% positive
You
feedback.
always got, yeah, I use eBay a lot. You always got to go with the ones that have at least like 3-digit reviews.
They have 140.
If they have like lower than 98%, that's like a no-go.
They have 94. What? 94 is fine, man. What the frick you mean, eh?
But yeah, other differences that I can think of at the top of my head, between the original and the remake, that boss you fight in the Lakeview Hotel, the one that when you're by the fireplace, you grab the thing, the clock starts going off,
Oh.
and that shit drops from the ceiling.
Yeah.
That thing is called the Mandarin. That
The
is not a
Mandarin.
boss in the original.
Mandarin. Like
That
the
thing-
orange?
Yeah, that thing exists in the original. That thing is not a boss in the original.
Okay, I mean, is it really a boss in this one, though?
It's like a mini boss.
Yeah.
The point being, like, there's no fight against a Mandarin in the original.
Dude, I felt so bad because, I fought that thing, but I didn't save, so the next time I loaded, I was a few minutes behind, and I just had to do that mini boss again. And all I did was stand in front of it, I pumped, like, 6 shotgun shells into it, and it collapsed. It lasted, like, less than a minute. I felt so bad.
Yeah, because it's like a mini boss. It's meant to go down quick. It's just, honestly, I feel like the devs just put it in there for a big fuck you moment, because it scared the ever-loving balls out of me.
I mean, it was kind of funny. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I did too. It was cool. And it was a really good way to implement that kind of thing back in, because you only ever see those things, like, under the, like, when you're, like, under the floor, and they're, like, swiping at you. Like,
You're
those are,
right,
like-
right.
Those are, like, the only times you see them.
Yeah.
So, like, it's cool that they brought him out to be a mini-boss, even if it's a mini-boss.
Yeah. For sure.
But you can see, dude, it literally has, the game is art, or as you would call it, fart.
Bro, no. Well, okay, it's a little fartsy, but it's definitely also artsy.
Yeah, it's definitely artsy. In the original, definitely for me, like there are a lot of more moments that have more impact to me or not a lot more, sorry, but like some of the cutscenes have more impact in the original than the remake does, because for certain things they made the way they made James react didn't exactly like make too much sense to me. I also feel like they made James super freaking likable in this one compared to the original. Not that he's unlikable in the original. It's just that in the original he's an everyman. They actually nailed making him average. So, you know, how you play the game shapes the kind of person he is. In the remake, I feel like he's just a little nicer throughout. You know what I mean?
He is a sweetie, which is why it was so disappointing.
Yeah. But
You gotta
for
go
example-
back, dude. Sorry to interrupt. You gotta go back later and look at, I'll send you
Oh, I will. Don't
the
worry.
reaction.
I'm gonna be going through all those.
the reaction.
I'm gonna be going through all those. Don't worry.
The final one's uploading right now. Also, I'm recording right now.
Oh, lit.
But, anyways, I don't know. It's Spider-Man.
But I'm so happy you played through it. Oh my god. You played the remake of my favorite game of all time. That's incredible.
It's pretty awesome, dude. This is a solid, respectable choice for favorite game of all time. Favorite game of all time? Flat out.
Yes, Well, the remake of my favorite game of all time. I don't know if you'll still agree, but you could see this being up there on like an S tier list.
Yes.
Like, without a doubt, it's in the discussion.
Yeah. In terms of games I've played, as cinematic experiences too, in that frame, like not just strictly fun arcadey video game nonsense. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like Tetris. In terms of video games as a medium for storytelling and experience, this is definitely a standout in terms of what I've played.
I'm beyond happy to hear that.
Yeah. Again, a lot of it is just that ending. It's just so good.
Like, dude, that huge twist, man. I have not felt that in any other game.
Yeah, I've definitely felt similarly in The Last of Us, and also I've felt similarly at one point in Red Dead. But that's how you know they sit amongst each other, you know?
I am beyond happy to hear that. See, I knew you'd love it. I was really hoping that you would love it to that, to a similar extent. Obviously, it wasn't going to be like he's going to love it as much as Red Dead or he's going to love it as much as Last of Us, but I was really hoping that, it would come close. And it sounds like it did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is probably top 5 story game.
But now I am so happy.
I have to let it mold though. There's recency bias, you know what I mean? I have to fester, and also a lot of this game I think comes from exploring it post. And so I'm gonna be looking at a lot of Reddit forums.
It does. A lot of it comes from exploring
yeah.
posts, and there's a lot of things that give you new insights, new perspectives.
And I want to play the others.
Course, and at the end of it all, it's theories. Oh my gosh, if you're able to emulate those, then it'd be lit. The original is, again, the story is incredible. Makes you want to kill myself because I don't think it aged well otherwise in terms of gameplay and like stuff like that, and it's clunky. But like, oh my gosh.
Well, on that note, too, the Silent Hill 1 remake by Bloober is coming out, and I feel like they're not gonna take too long on it.
I hope so. Well, yeah, I hope so, because here's the thing. We started with the Silent Hill 2 remake, the Silent Hill series is officially back. So, I imagine they're not going to take too long. Because they're not the ones developing F. I'm sure they've had the Silent Hill remake in the works for a bit. Like, the moment they saw Silent Hill 2 sell millions of copies, they were probably like, okay, let's go forward, and they greenlit the idea. But, I don't know. I imagine it won't take too long, like maybe within like the next 2 years.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being much later than 2027.
The reason Silent Hill 2 took so long was because Silent Hill franchise as a whole was going through conflicts, and, Konami, being the asshats they are, stalled a lot of things, drove Silent Hill into the ground, and crushed everyone's hopes that the franchise would ever come back. But here we are. So now that it's back, I don't think it's going to take forever.
Yeah. Silent Hill F comes out September 25th.
Which is exciting as hell, because I did not expect it to come out this year.
So, we're going to play it.
Next year.
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to playing that shit. If you want to play it together, we can. But at the same time, you know how I am.
It's considered a mainline game. Yeah. I mean, this is gonna be a tough game to watch us play each other at the same. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out in September.
Yeah.
But.
So yeah, but I am beyond excited. When they said it was coming out this year, I'm like, oh my gosh! And this is the best new Silent Hill game we've gotten in a long time.
Wow, dude, I'm reading the Wikipedia for it. Built around the Japanese horror concept of finding the terror in beauty. When something becomes too immensely beautiful and perfect, it becomes deeply unsettling, said the guy who wrote Higurashi.
Yeah, that's the dude. But that's why I'm also kind of excited for it, because he's attached to one of my childhood shits. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's such a crazy combo, but also I totally see it working. It's a good thing he's not doing the art though, because holy fuck. Like his art makes me laugh. Like especially his
Well,
old art.
hold on. This game, they're saying now about how it's Japanese through and through because Konami was worried Silent Hill had become too westernized. Whatever. Fair. But here's my question.
Which is funny because the whole thing was that they disbanded Team Silent because they wanted it to be more Western, and now they're like, okay, we're going back to Japan. But it never
Whatever.
took place in Japan to begin with. This is like
Yeah.
the first game
So
to
that's
take
my
place
question.
in Japan.
It's called Silent Hill. It's about a place in Maine called Silent Hill.
Yeah, you'd be surprised by like how some of the games don't take place in Silent Hill. It's the connections to
Really?
the town and things itself. Yes, like Silent Hill 4 doesn't take place directly in Silent Hill, but
Where does it take place?
the events of its, I think it's a neighboring town or something like that. But the events and shit of like the other characters all links back to Silent Hill.
So, is this game going to... It's in Japan. It's not a neighboring town.
I am not sure how they're going to link it back to Silent Hill.
You know.
But all I know is it's probably just going to be a standalone release, and if it is, you know, it could
Well,
turn
it's
out to
not.
be just a.
I'm reading
I mean,
right now. It's a mainline that will include references to previous Silent Hill games. It was originally conceived as a standalone story.
I mean, outside of the references and being called mainline, I don't see how the characters would connect back to Silent Hill. If they do, that's going to be cool, but I don't see how that would happen.
I'm just...
I'm intrigued. For me, I was more skeptical about the remake, and then the more things I saw for it, the more excited I got. For Silent Hill F, I'm looking forward to it. I think they're going to pull it off. It's looking interesting. I'm more excited for the Silent Hill remake, but, you know, I'm also excited for Silent Hill F because this has potential to be the best mainline game, best new Silent Hill game we've gotten in years. Like, years plural.
Set during the 1960s in the fictional town of Ebisugaoka. It follows a high school student who navigates the town now consumed by fog while solving monsters and fighting grotesque monsters. So it's just a new town in Japan in the 60s that is basically Silent Hill.
Yeah, from what I heard.
But it's a different town. And also we're a high school student. And again, it's in the 60s. Why it is in the 60s?
Which means that makes us the youngest protagonist that makes Silent Hill F the youngest protagonist of the series.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it depends how old specifically, because the third franchise is a young adult, or I think teenage girl. She's like 18 or something like that. The protagonist of the third game, but so it depends on how old this girl is in Silent Hill F.
Yeah.
But anyway, I am so happy you played Silent Hill. I'm so happy you enjoyed it. I'm so happy you loved it. It makes my heart happy. I can't wait for you to eventually replay it and stuff like that. And when we play through the original, I know you're going to be like, oh my gosh, look, that's a thing. That's a reference. Oh wow. Oh my god.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot more to talk about.
Of course. But, and then of course, we'll have in-depth things and then we'll talk about all our theories and blah, 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 because,
Yeah. I'm going to have to read Crime and Punishment now.
I'm going to have to read now. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, I'm going to go sleep. I love you, Carson.
Love you, man. Get some good rest. Thanks for picking up.
Of course. Moon!
Moon! Silent Hill 2. Thank you, Inti. It was a very good experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Deeply and sincerely. Was touched and impacted by it. And I'm going to be thinking about it for quite a while. I'm thinking about it a lot right now. Mostly in just broad, in non-tangible, emotional brush strokes, but still thinking about it. And I'm going to go watch the Silent Hill F trailer. Deuces.